the Nigerian Mining and Minerals Act 2007 to provide for the regulation of artisanal mining and refining, smelting, refining and the provision of stiffer penalties for offences under the bill to increase the effectiveness of the sector. I so move, Mr. Speaker. With increase of fines due to passage of time, the general principle of this bill is hinged on amending a number of sections that would lead to a much more efficient and effective service delivery of the sector. We are aware of the fact that we are in a state of diversifying our economy, and solid minerals is being looked at as one of the most critical sectors that this country can leverage on raising the required foreign exchange that is needed to boost our economy. Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, areas of this bill which we intend to amend, among other things, are sections that have to do with MIREMCO. MIREMCO is a minerals committee that is set up by the states to work in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals Development to see to the administration of solid minerals activities within the states. You will agree with me that in the news, we have heard of state governments issuing a lot of orders with regards to banning mining activities in the various states, which is actually in contravention to the spirit of the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 44, which puts mining on the exclusive list. However, this committee that is already in the law, what we're doing is strengthening it so that we're giving and establishing a synergy between the states and the federal government to actually undertake administration of mining at the state levels, which is already in the bill, but we're just enhancing the structure. Another thing this bill strives to do is to equally create an agency under the ministry, which is the Mines Inspectorate Environmental Agency. You will agree with me that just like the FIRS, solid minerals is about self-reporting, where the persons that hold these leases are supposed to report their gains and their wins to the ministry. Just like when you carry out your business, you are to report your tax to the FIRS, by which a certificate will be granted you. On the strength of this, Mr. Speaker, the FIRS, for instance, has 209 functional offices. But unlike in the solid mineral sector, you only have the 37 offices in the state. So what we're doing is to see how a more robust structure can be created with more working incentives, for us to have proper monitoring and evaluation of the sector. Another thing we have tried...
Honorable DJC, I think members would want you to stand up for recognition. This your dress is unique.
Thank you. I can see the leader is in the Bayelsa election mood. We wish him very well. Having said this, Mr. Speaker, the next thing this bill tries to cure is to create another agency or reform an agency, which is the National Mining Development Agency, under which the SMDF will be warehoused. Remember, the SMDF is an agency saddled with the responsibility of strengthening artisanal mining activities, research, and providing data that can be used to attract investment into the sector. We want to make the board structure much more inclusive.
Honorable Lolin, you are disturbing our leader. He is not concentrated because of, why don't you just go out? There is a door here. Yeah.
That subcommittee is resolved by the leave of the Speaker.
Last but not the least, to save time, one thing that is of critical importance, of course, is the CDA aspect. We cannot reinvent the wheel. Just like this House achieved in the 9th Assembly, there is need for us to define what the host communities will be getting in the form of the CDA, Community Development Agreements. Thus far, hitherto, the CDA component has been very vague in the 2007 Act. What this bill tries to do is to prescribe an amount, being 5% of the institute valuation of the materials on the ground, which will be given to a community development association for the administration by the community for the benefit of the community, which would constitute the community development agreement. Among other things, we want to check environmental issues to make sure that we have a safer environment at the end of the day. Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I pray that you see the need for us to indeed support this bill with an aim of strengthening the solid mineral sector for greater economic diversification. Thank you very much.